Saturday showdown. DRX 대 KT 롤스터.
Pretty tried and true. And there, the Rakan ban is reaping some rewards as well, because you're not too worried about that. You don't need to pick it away or anything like that. Of course, Rakan, with extra money, does an extra not very much.
Please no Bard.
Perfectly honest.
That's all I want. Just not Bard, please. Okay, that's fine.
Leona is it's an oldie. We'll have to see whether it's a goodie. Is what they have to play through to look for some success. But let's jump into the Rift for game number 1.
This is my objective, and you just put those abilities down, and if Bro can't engage first with their Leona, or burst down the Corki, for example, or have a really good Maokai ult defensively to stop that engage from coming through.
Yeah, the early Center Nautilus not exactly doing the most stuff, but you can see Beryl's farming just fine, yet to go back. Does have teleport, much like we often see in this lane. And we should be able to just reach relative equality when it comes to the mid game in this one, and I think that's where Bro really wants to start moving, but their composition
Fully leveled up.
Oh, Karis just pressed rocket jump, but Perfect is looking for a kill onto Morgan, and he'll get it, and gets away. No worries!
Just out of turret aggregate. Observers couldn't keep up with all the aggression as Cars was trying to make a play mid, but that doesn't go well either, and it's not looking great down there. It's not looking great over here, as he just puts himself in harm's way. And channels on the equalizer there.
So wait, he misclicked his ult and then solo killed what? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sure, no.
Yeah, he ulted, yeah.
Oh dear. What happened to Perfect? He took a break and he's like, I have decided violence.
I mean, Rumble is just so good in this matchup if you can play it well, and he certainly is. Doiv is in trouble.
Doiv is going to have to twist an advance. Does manage to push Pyoshik away. That is a decent ulti, but it's not going to be enough depth. Dawns the Shadow. And that is going to be it.
I mean,
that doesn't make any sense.
Like, Beryl is getting plates bottom side all the while. I mean, he might. He's pushing a wave in, so he probably will get one because Envy rotated up and he's not here for the play. So they're going to lose Grubs. They're going to lose Doiv. I mean, the situation in this game now with Perfect opening up the top side of the Rift, the Corki that's just happily scaling, about to finish a cull, by the way, that PDD picked up because he just doesn't, he's not underneath rate, doesn't care about anything, he just wants some additional gold he can cash in on. So he's going to have that done in 6 minions time. They have package for this next fight is going to be the second Drake, so stacking up that percentage-based scaling here. He will have the opportunity to get at least 2 of those regular ones. Is he just going to look for Morgan?
Yep. Morgan was thinking about trying to take down this turret. Isn't going to be able to as he has a package delivered to him.
I mean, BDD is just packaging the enemy soul laner because that's how much control they have. This could be an opportunity.
Yeah, Carrot's actually coming over. As Solar Flare comes down, Pyoshik will mitigate that one as Dawning Shadow flies in, and here's the teleport. It's Perfect, it's a scary one, but Beryl is just 1v2 at the moment. Effort will fall down as now BDD is going to make his way in. And MB down to about 100 health, and Beryl's able to flash his way out. Morgan, he can't catch up to him. Oh, the flash, that was a good one. Most broken champion in League of Legends on this patch, as Deft is possibly a little bit too far forward. Rockets are now coming in as the Nature's Grasp comes out. BDD just avoids it. There's a big one. And there's 2 items that only gets worse from here, guys.
No, it does not get better. Grab a package and head in. 10 seconds to Drake, and Bro have prio. But like we've talked about so much, package plus equalizer says I can take that whenever I want. And somehow Effort has to pull a miracle out of a hat here to catch somebody.
Yeah, don't be anywhere near this Drake. Not this one. BDD has package. He has, oh my god, the big ones are just so big, but the Corki is going to be wiped out immediately. But at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? That is the question. The equalizer had already done so much work. Effort's burning. But he is not going to survive, I don't think. Pyoshik presses the R button and he is taken down. Pyoshik wants even more, but there is a Drake to be considered here, KT. A 2 for 1.
Well, there's no follow-up.
They were really lucky BDD didn't have a chance to press the package button, as BDD is going to take a kill onto Effort there as well. Gets some revenge after the last team fight that he didn't really like too much. I mean, it still does get worse, right? Like Void stuff coming on through, things like that. As, all right, BDD this time able to avoid the Solar Flare. Does get caught by the Nature's Grasp, but it's not really doing too much. And you can see Deft just convincing everybody else to leave his friends alone. Now, Perfect comes in from the backside, hits Envy with one rocket, and does about a third of his health bar. I think he had already lost a little bit of health to some rockets, but this is incidental damage.
Yeah.
Desire getting towards Bro. Desperation Baron, but it is getting taken down very, very quickly. Pioshik in the area. There's an equalizer. Oh my god, the burn. But Doiv is able to lock it down, and now he flashes away. It's highway robbery.
Can they get out, though, is the question.
Well, Pioshik is chasing after Doiv, but the Bramble Smash is there. Envy is likely to die. That is a Dawning Shadow and a rocket to the back of the head. As Effort will get snared. There's a hook, but it's interrupted. Solar Flare is decent there as well as Pro will pile in. The Dawning Shadow's decent as Pioshik will be taken down first, but Doiv just explodes. The hook is going to land in KT. They say we're trading 2 for 1 until we take your Nexus.
That's 4-1 and 4 this game. Isn't actually the main character, which normally at 30 minutes, the Corki is actually doing a lot. He's still doing a lot, but they're dying to Equalizer.
Well, Effort is diving as, all right, Perfect is going to go down to half health here. Featherstorm does come through as Envy. He can pull those back. Buster Shot going to be used here as Deft. Oh, Envy almost able to get a kill, but Perfect just dash cannons him to death. And now a teleport is coming forward. That is a wallet diff if ever I've seen one. I think that if Bro had a little bit of parity as far as money and Drakes and everything else on the map.
He's going from one side to the other.
Yep, making sure that he follows through, gets it all the way to its destination. Look at this poke damage. It is absurd. Package delivered. There's the hook, but the Zenith Blade was there. Still, they're going to be able to take down everyone underneath this turret. The Dawning Shadow comes in. Def doesn't care about turret shots. They have lost an entire minion wave, so I'll need to wait for that one. But it's only Karis and Envy that are left up and available to defend these Nexus turrets.
The Might's getting some little chip damage in for you as well as bye-bye.
It's so silly. He has got almost... Oh, okay. Yep. BDD is big time online. There's the flash forward from Pioshik. The hook's going to connect, and the Xayah is chain CC. No Featherstorm, no chance, and the Nexus will go down. KT, an utter shellacking over Bro here, and it's all thanks to the rookie in the top lane. All sorts of things.
No top Maokai Udyr jungle shenanigans.
What about Vi Senna though?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be boring, Atlas.
Yeah, I think it should be Maokai.
They went.
Of course, Beryl is a very keen Maokai support player. So let's jump into game number 2 and see whether they can bring us to a game 3. Goodness, please tell me. If Morgan... Oh, Twisted Advance taken first here by Beryl. And Morgan is already down to 200 health underneath this turret. Yeah. Somewhat. It does mean that Morgan doesn't get to contest the wave in the early levels, which does mean that Perfect should be able to get off on a better foot. Playing somewhat aggressively here as Twisted Advance in once again. Cleanse out already as Deft is just firing pot shots, but Effort going aggressive onto Beryl, and Tahm Kench level 1 is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, I mean, it's popping his passive and that stun on the Beryl there. That is what Keen was banking on. That's what Morgan is banking on here as well. And now we're going to set up potentially a dive, but...
Morgan is going to take a lot of damage from Perfect as he walks past the turret. Yeah, suboptimal, one could say.
He can't do that thing I was talking about where he bleeds on the other guy if he's under turret, so he couldn't auto him there, so he just took a bunch of damage, and they didn't quite work out the synergy yet, the top jungle duo, unfortunately, on that one.
All right, that's an Abyssal Voyage, or an Abyssal Dive from Effort, as that used to be the R button, of course, Atlas, as Envy's doing a lot of damage here to Beryl, finds some Gravidums. They would like to do that as well. As another Abyssal Dive gets a flash, as now Effort could be potentially in trouble. He eats the Grey Health, though, and now Envy's here to offer that damage back. Effort's so incredibly low, but does manage to get a little bit of health back there, as you can see.
It still maintains that 20 CS lead, already back, putting pressure on the teleport, and Pioshik's here with level 6. And, I mean, Envy, you're in trouble. You're in danger.
Oh, dear. Well, Pioshik is flashing on top of him still. Envy is going to be able to do a fair bit. Flashes to get himself out of the way here, but it is not going to do anything. And now, there's a catfish out of Water Wolf.
Yeah.
Down there on that bottom side. As they do have Doiv coming on over. And that might be the best way to deal with it. Beryl going to use that Twisted Advance, but Pioshik is focused on...
ult.
Taking the Gromp, and Beryl is just going to be given up for dead. He's going to wander around a little bit first, though, and it might just be Envy that's able to get the kill, and Beryl doesn't want that to happen, so he's going to give it over to Doiv.
No, but it's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, Doiv is Doid. He Doid in the jungle. Or Daisy? Oh my god. Okay, Doid will find a target here as Pyosik has to get out. Volt Breaker going to be used. Perfect boops and scoots, but he's not going to be able to save Pyosik this time around, and he had no flash as he'd used it earlier. And bro, finding something in the enemy jungle.
He would like to get there, as this could be bad for Perfect.
Yeah, the apprehend going to be used as Perfect. He's going to have to run the flash forward from Morgan as they're both ghosting. And Perfect is going to be able to ghost a little bit better as he's going to dab and go home.
That plate goal is not going over.
No, and man, Beryl is just being annoying as there's a Volt Breaker on Effort. He's going to have to flash. Abyssal Dive and not going to escape that. Cease and desist.
Clean from Pyosik to hold that one till the end and just take the journey with him. Bit of a voyage he wishes that Pyosik didn't have a ticket for, as
Piercing Darkness does do a fair bit of damage, though. He's going to have to back off. And speaking of backing off, BDD, very conservative play here.
And now, though, Karis is going to have to rely on the Sun Disc.
Well, there is the Nature's Grasp, and the Sun Disc does come down, but he's not even in range of it. And Emperor's Divide pushes a couple of members underneath. Pyosik happy to tank that one up. Nice little pick here, as now Envy having to deal with Perfect. His Gravitum has already been used, and there is the flash away and Effort turning up. And look, I completely agree. So Deft gonna get the ult blocked, but still does a lot of damage to him with the Infernum. Envy, even though he's very far behind, still does need to be respected somewhat at least. As Shelly pops up, looking to see whether she can get some work done. Morgan on the flank angle, just dealing with soccer balls, just coming from everywhere. As now they're going to use such an interesting engage tactic. Doiv having to get himself out of there, as now Effort does devour Morgan, but is he going to be able to keep himself alive? Karis looks for the backline, finds the air, and Beryl is just going to scoot on past because Twisted Advance avoid all of the CC.
BDD with a good flash there too. He says, I am Azir. You cannot improve me. You think I miss those flashes? You think I don't flash those ults? I flash those. Morgan didn't build Stridebreaker because its item's not in a great place right now, but it also means that Darius doesn't really have that much of a functionality in this game as he went Trinity Force, and he may be dead.
Yeah, Perfect Pyosik just gonna walk at Morgan. Let's see what Morgan can actually do here outside of just dying. And he's just gonna die, unfortunately. Just too much for him to deal with. Black Cleaver and the cool Lance now completed. Sundered Sky will mean that Pyosik is a legit fighting force in this game as well.
It's just so hard to kill him. And when your fellow is sitting on one item, Beryl?
Yeah, he has found himself a Tahm Kench and will interrupt his voyage, and that's going to be the end of that, as now Karis gets in there, finds two with the ultimate, but Beryl, Twisted Advance once again. Envy tries to pick one up, but BDD gets the heal, and he will survive. And now Volt Breaker onto Envy, all of the buttons being pressed, and the Aphelios is still sad. KT now thinking about a big purple worm and maybe an early trip home.
And, you know, the Milio they could have picked wouldn't have been the answer necessarily, is we're doing it again.
Yeah, Morgan is, I mean, Pyosik could have just soloed in there. Deft and BDD turned up as a cheer squad, I'm pretty sure, as BDD managed to throw down some rocks before Pyosik killed him.
Unfortunately, how poorly the early game went for Morgan is...
Perfect thought about running away and then decided, hang on a second, maybe I can just kill them all.
What's
Emperor's Divide looked like it did nothing, but as it turns out, Perfect can't kill them all. There were too many there, and Perfect's going to try it again.
There's no call. I mean, they're like, do we hit Dragon? Do we get out? I don't know.
Some rocks do go down. Beryl's going in, as he loves to do. And there is the separation. Doiv has to flash to get himself out of there, as the Nature's Grasp comes down as well. And Bro are just getting handled right now. These shurikens are starting to hurt, though. The apprehend is kind of massive. Emperor's Divide doing some work, and they take down Beryl. The dragon is taken by the Udyr, and it is a catastrophe now. Bro they didn't have the stats. They didn't have the items, and Pyosik may not have the life. Here could be the revenge. The answer is no, actually. Pyosik just a little bit too far ahead, and BDD, he's taking down the base now.
Yeah. You just get front to back real quick, and Darius just isn't ahead enough to where he's a real threat when he gets on top of the backline there, as he tried to do in that last fight.
Oh dear. Pyosik has found Effort, and Effort is going to get interrupted and destroyed. Trying to go for an Abyssal Dive there was a fool's errand, as of course Pyosik can just use his R button.
Because he is 80 carry Maokai, and that's just how it is. So he backs, he's here, he's got Leandri's, and you are just not getting in here. He doesn't have ult, but doesn't matter.
Question mark? As Perfect, he's just looking for Envy. He's going to dive all the way in there. Apprehend going to be utilized, but it doesn't really do too much, as now BDD has created a little pocket for himself. And Morgan in that backline looks for Deft, but Deft is able to take care of it. Takes down two that were facing off towards him, and Envy not going to stand here for much longer. Triple kill for POG, and that is going to be the last one. BDD with the alpaca thumbs up as they walk towards the Nexus, and KT, I mean, they used to be the meme. Clean 2-0, nothing to see here. That was often said sarcastically, but this was a pretty clean 2-0 here today.
Yeah, one of the more one-sided series we've seen, unfortunately, this season. Just completely outclassing the side of Bro, and new jungler coming in. You know, it didn't really work out. Still early days. Don't want to judge too harshly. It's KT bouncing back in a big way. We said they need a 2-0 here.
Thank you very much. This is Dear for the POG Interview translation, joined by Perfect and POG on the side of KT Rolster. Congratulations.
네, 일단 승리 소감 먼저 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 두 분 퍼펙트 선수 먼저 승리 소감 부탁드리겠습니다.
Perfect. How do you feel?
대로 잘 된 것 같아가지고 좀
I think it went just as planned and how we practiced, and I'm just very relieved. So you must be happy? Yes. POG, how do you feel?
2연패를 해가지고 좀 자신감이 없는 상태였는데
We were on a 2 losing streak, so we definitely lacked confidence, but I'm really happy that we were able to win today.
저 퍼펙트 선수 현재 POG
Perfect.
점으로 1위를
You now have 300 POG points and secured rank 1, a shared position of rank 1. It depicts how much you contribute to the team's success. So now, would you say that you're fully accustomed to the LCK? I think so, somewhat. But regarding the POG standings,
POG는 그러니까 다른 형들이 받을 기회가 많았다고 생각해가지고
I feel like there are more opportunities for my other teammates to get the POG, so I'm really surprised that I got it.
POG 계속해서 쭉쭉 쌓아 나가시기를 저희가 한번 기대를 해보도록 하겠습니다. 표식 선수 오늘 상대 정글로
And
또입
표식.
선수가 출전을 했습니다. 이제 LCK
Doiv was in the starting lineup against you today, and since he's new to the LCK, there may not have been much info about him, so how did you prepare for today?
루시드 선수처럼
I feel like all the new rookie players are really good, like Lucid.
괜찮겠다라는 느낌보다는
So instead of thinking, oh, it's a rookie, it'll be fine. But I think I was trying to look into, some match history of this new rookie in solo queue.
너무 쉽게 잘
And I think
알겠습니다.
it was mainly my teammates doing really well that
패배가 있었습니다.
let us have this victory today.
성장해서 돌아온 결과 오늘 이렇게 또 POG
And the last match against T1 may have been a little disappointing, but you came back stronger. So what kind of feedback or practice process was there?
광동 T1전을 지고 나서 이제
I feel like we got a lot of feedback, and against Kwangdong Freaks, we tried to get a sense of direction in regarding to how to grow as a team.
알겠습니다.
I think there was a lot of encouragement coming from POG, and I felt a lot better. And Perfect. You had an incredible moment in the early game in game 1, so let's take a look right here. And you got a solo kill here. So how did you find this angle?
굉장히 몸이 약한 챔피언이라
So
생각해서 그냥 더블 빠진
the enemy without W, he's really weak. So the moment I saw him use W, I just went in and dove in.
안도의 한숨을 내쉬셨을 것 같아요.
And just when you survived with just 1 HP, we could almost hear you let out a sigh of relief.
많이 까져가지고 좀 당황했던 것 같아요.
I calculated it and I thought that I was gonna survive, but I noticed that my health was really low. So yeah, I was very relieved. And in game 2, POG.
다리우스로 강대응을 했습니다. 보고
Oh,
어떤 이야기
perfect.
나오셨나요?
First, you guys first picked Udyr, and the opponent boldly responded with Darius. So how did you guys respond? I feel like it didn't really, the drafting didn't really go as well as planned.
그냥 제가
Uh,
많은 압박을 받을 줄 알았는데
And so how is Udyr versus Darius matchup?
플레이를 하셨던 것 같습니다. 알겠습니다.
I thought that it was gonna be a little difficult against Darius, but it went pretty well, to my surprise. And in game 2, in your draft, your comp looked like it could lack damage. So what was the game plan here?
다섯 개 봤을 때 딜이 모질란 거 같긴
feel like
했는데
just
제가 좀
from looking 5v5, it looked like we lacked damage, but as long as I get fed as Vi, I knew that I could probably carry the game with my damage from Vi.
해주셨는데 바이도 많이 성장을 했지만요. 표식 선수가
So of course, Vi
가까워서 정말 많이
scaled.
성장한 걸 저희도 느끼고
But it
있고
looks like Pyoshik,
팬분들도
you
많이 느끼시고
grew
계실 것
as a
같습니다.
player
표식
as
본인도
well
좀
after spending some time in
느끼시고
North
계시거든요.
America. So how do you feel about your growth as a player?
사실 북미를 갔다 와서 잘했다기보다
I feel like it's not that I am a better player from being in North America,
도움이 많이 되는 것 같아요 지금 당장에.
but I think from my experience in Worlds, I think I grew up as a player. It's just, I guess my time in North America did contribute to who I am as a player today. And this Saturday will be the Saturday showdown against your former team, DRX. So what is your goal? Yeah, it feels very surreal. But since we're meeting as enemies, I will make sure to shatter them. And perfect. I saw you smiling, and I think this was the first time you smiled in the interview. So why did you smile?
다음 경기에서도 딸 수 있는 기회가 생겨가지고 좀
So I'm really excited to be able to kill my enemy since I'm actually meeting my former teammate as well.
축하드리고요. 이어지는 세러데이 쇼다운도 많은 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
And congratulations again. This will be the end of the interview with Perfect and Pyoshik of KT Bolster, and back to the space.